Hi everyone, today we'll be flying with Etihad Airways on their Airbus A321 in business class from Abu Dhabi to Ahmedabad, followed by Patel International Airport. Etihad's A321s feature a business class cabin that isn't really that advertised or well known compared to the new business class suites on the A350 or 787. After spending a fair amount of time in Etihad's fantastic business class lounge at Abu Dhabi Zayed International Airport, it was time to board our flight, and I'll be sure to provide a link to the review in the description below of Etihad's lounge. The gate area feels quite modern, with soothing colors and plenty of seating variants. It was never an issue to find a comfortable seat. Etihad's business class passengers, as well as top-tier status holders of the Etihad Guest program, are given priority boarding. Of course, having a glass jet bridge is a real treat. In addition to business class, Etihad's A321s feature an economy class cabin, the first few rows of which, as well as the exit rows, are labeled as economy space, offering extra legroom. Etihad opted to do away with seatback entertainment screens in economy, which is quite disappointing. But anyways, let's head back into business class. Upon boarding, each business class seat is stocked with a menu card, as well as a thick blanket, a set of headphones for the e-box entertainment system, and a plush pillow with a geometric Etihad design. Flight time today was only 3 hours, but the pillow and blanket would be impressive enough on an 8 or 9 hour flight. Let's have a look at the menu card provided for today's flight. The best part is that Etihad Airways offers a dine-on-demand service in business class, meaning that you can eat what you want when you want, and I wish more airlines offered this. As this is a pretty short flight, the choice of meals was quite limited, and rather than having 4 entrees, you only have 3 choices available. Sadly, there is no selection of appetizers or desserts, with only 1 choice available. The drink selection is still expansive compared to that of most other airlines, but unfortunately there are no mocktails on this short flight. Have a selection of soft drinks, as well as an extensive coffee and tea selection. The wine list highlights the selection of red wine, white wine, and champagne available, as well as other alcoholic beverages. Feel free to pause the video for a closer look. These business class seats may be old, but that doesn't stop them from being comfortable. Located in front of you is a QR code that you can scan to view the e-box entertainment. Beneath the QR code for the in-flight entertainment is a seat pocket which houses the safety card as well as Etihad's Atlas magazine. You also have 2 smaller pockets for personal stowage. Legroom is very generous with plenty of space for your legs and knees to stretch out, definitely much better than the standard you're used to in the United States. To the side of the seat is the IFE remote, which can be popped out with the push of a button. The inner armrest houses the in-flight entertainment system, which can be popped out. One of the disadvantages of having an in-flight entertainment screen like this is that you're not able to watch TV during taxi, takeoff, and landing. For both you and your neighbor, there is a dedicated drinks table. There's also an adjustable reading light at the side of the seat. The outer armrest houses the tray table, as well as your seat controls and the button for the footrest. The tray table is quite flimsy, considering that this is a very old seat, and it was quite hard for me to get the table out. And of course, we can't forget about the fully adjustable headrest. And beneath the inner armrest is a set of plugs and a headphone jack. Sadly, there are no air vents, but located above each seat is a flight attendant call button and a reading light. Pre-departure beverages were offered prior to pushback, and I opted for Etihad's signature lemon mint, so cheers to that, guys.
To adjust, pull on the strap. To unfasten, lift the metal flap and pull the belt apart. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case we encounter any unexpected turbulence.
يجب ربط أحزمة المقاعد فور إضاءة علامة ربط أحزمة المقاعد. يمكن تعديل الحزام بسحب الشريط. لفك الحزام ارفعوا القطعة المعدنية المتحركة ثم اسحبوا الجهة المقابلة من الحزام.
If emergency oxygen is required during the flight, masks will automatically drop down from the panel above you. Pull the mask towards you, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. Adjust by pulling on the straps. Always fit your own mask first before helping others. There are 8 emergency exits on this aircraft, which are clearly marked. There are signs which indicate the direction to the exits.
معكم ونتمنى لكم رحلة ممتعة مع الاتحاد للطيران.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello, my name is Mahmoud, and I'm your cabin manager for today's flight going to Ahmedabad. Will you have seated and made yourself comfortable? For the member of Etihad guest program, welcome back. In order not to interfere with the aircraft navigational equipment, switch off all your electronics or set them to flight mode. You can turn them back on when the passenger seat signs switch off. Please note that using no power bank on board is strictly prohibited. This includes charging them or using the power bank to charge other devices. There are individual lights in your seat. Choose them when you are dimming the cabin light for takeoff. If there is anything we can do for you today to make your flight more comfortable, please let us know. Thank you.
Out of any airline, Etihad Airways has one of the best selections of in-flight entertainment, with a variety of movies and TV shows to choose from via the e-box. As far as movies, there are plenty of genres to choose from, such as Hollywood, Bollywood, action, comedy, and the list goes on. You can spend your entire flight deciding on what to watch, as the selection is quite lengthy. There are also dedicated slots for TV shows, as well as audio, entertainment, and music, and information about Etihad Airways. I love the design of the in-flight entertainment system and how it's really easy to search for what you want to watch. If the movie and TV selection is enough to impress you, there's also a dedicated slot for games. You can also view information about Etihad's hub city of Abu Dhabi. The moving map is really easy to navigate as well, and there's also a pointer to the Kaaba. I personally love how there are several ways to preview your flight. On the Airbus A321, there's only one lavatory in business class. It's a fairly spacious size compared to the lavatories on other narrow-body aircraft, with a pretty good-sized sink, and you also have plenty of floor space and a good amount of space for your head up above. To the side there is some soap and a fair bit of counter space, beneath which is some toilet paper. The toilet itself is a pretty good size and quite spacious for an A321 standard. And finally, there is a baby changing table. Service commenced less than an hour after departure, with hot towels handed out to each business class passenger. At least if you're flying out of Abu Dhabi, Etihad has some of the most impressive in-flight catering in the airline industry. While the meal is served on the tray, the food quality is much more impressive than domestic first class, which is what you're used to in the United States. I enjoyed my ricotta ravioli topped with truffle and asparagus, along with this traditional bread, a salad, and motichur mousse, which was really good. The flow of drinks continued. After the meal service, water was offered along with warm nuts. What a quick way to spend almost 3 hours in the air. Etihad's A321s may not feature the newest business class seats out there, however these recliner style chairs are quite comfortable and offer a fair amount of recline for anything that's up to maybe 4 hours. The ground experience in Abu Dhabi left me impressed, especially Etihad's fantastic business class lounge. It's easily one of the best lounges anywhere, stocked with plenty of comfortable seating, delicious food, and amenities. Having only 8 seats in this mini business class cabin makes it feel quite exclusive compared to some other short-haul premium cabins. The seat was quite comfortable, however the cabin felt more 1990s rather than 2020s. The small overhead bins and the iFi screen that props out from the side of the seat are quite outdated. The selection of e-box entertainment on this flight was quite impressive, with a robust selection of movies and TV shows to the point where you can spend the entire flight simply deciding on what to watch. Amenities provided in Etihad business class for short-haul flights are also quite impressive. You're given a plush pillow and a thick, comfortable blanket, along with noise-canceling headphones that work well with the in-flight entertainment system. The amenities provided are very impressive for a short-haul flight, and I wish US and European airlines copied the Middle Eastern carriers like Qatar Airways and Etihad. For me, the two highlights of this flight were the food and the service. The cabin crew were very friendly and attentive and made me feel great, and the food was also quite impressive, considering that the ricotta ravioli I had on this flight tasted great as if it had come out of a 5-star kitchen. For one-way business class fares from Abu Dhabi to Ahmedabad on Etihad, prices start at around $666 or 30,000 Etihad guest miles. Etihad is one of the few airlines out there to still publish an award chart that shows the minimum pricing in miles. In addition, you'll have to pay a certain amount in taxes or fees. Several points currencies such as American Express membership rewards and Capital One miles all transfer directly to Etihad guests. You also have the option of booking using Air Canada Airplane points or American Airlines Advantage miles, as Etihad is partners with both of those carriers. Transferring your credit card points can typically give you maximum value, especially if there are transfer bonuses.
Ladies and gentlemen, very good morning and welcome to Ahmedabad. The local time here is 3:40 in the morning. For your safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the aircraft completely stopped and the seatbelt sign switched off. Please take care when opening all the head storage compartment and ensure that you have all your personal belongings with you when you are leaving the aircraft. Remember that smoking is not permitted until you are within a designated smoking area of the airport. Handheld electronics may now be switched on. If you are connecting to another flight, you must collect your check-in bags and clear customs at Ahmedabad Airport.
Thank you very much for your continued support and for sticking around until the very end. Check out our blog at aviationwithkrish.com as well as our Instagram. I'll be sure to provide links to both in the description below. I'll see you guys in the next trip report, but until then, safe travels.